All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Pragati preparation by Chandigarh University. So we've done various aspects of Pragati preparation beforehand. Today, we'll be going for another aspect for of this exam, which is basically related to analogies. So, analogies, of course, we'll be working on various questions. I would need all of you to participate in the answers as well. So when you participate, you'll get to know whether that answer is right or wrong. I'll try to share in details of why that answer is right or why a particular answer given by you is wrong as well. But before we get into it, we need to understand what are analogies. Most of the students are confused regarding what analogies actually are, right? So, what are analogies? Can be similarity, something which is similar, or comparison between two things. Now, why that is there? It is typically for the purpose of explanation or when we want to clarify certain relation. So there's an example that I'll share with you as well. But before that, we need to understand certain symbols which are used while depicting the analogy, right? So symbol, if we talk about symbol means to, means is to. If we talk about colonel, then next symbol, it means as. So if we talk about the example, you'll get to know about the symbol particularly from that particular example. Dog, look at the symbol, is to puppy. Then as, cats is to what? So that is what analogy is. It can be based on similarity or it can be based on the comparison. But before we go into the same, we need to know certain more things about analogies as well. So how do I understand that this could be the right answer? How do I predict that this could be the right answer? And how do I actually give the right answer? First, we need to determine the relationship between first pair of words. So if I talk about this example in front of you, look at it properly. Paw is to cat. Hoof is to what? Can somebody write down the answer in the chat box? All of you, can you write down the answer in the chat box? Is it lion? Is it horse? Is it lamb? Is it elephant? Look at the relation of first two words. Paw is to cat. Then hoof would be related to what? Can you write down the answer in the chat box? 10 seconds, everyone. Please write down the answer in the chat box. Is it lion? Is it horse? Is it lamb? Is it elephant? Based on the relationship of first two words, or first pair of words, answer regarding the second. Hoof is to what? Answers in the chat box. Come on, hurry up. So basically, it is hoof is to horse. So we are talking about paw here, and we're talking about hoof. So are you understanding the relationship between the first pair of words? We need to know that first. Moving on to the next. We need to eliminate any pairs which don't have any relationship to the question, right? So let's just take this into consideration. Fire is to scorch, scorching heat. Fire is to scorch. Blizzard is to first two words. Can it be cool? Can it be freeze? Can it be damp? Can it be hot? Please write down the answer in the chat box. 10 seconds, everyone. 10 seconds. Come on, keep on writing the answers in the chat box. Relationship, first thing. Second thing, eliminate any pair or any words which don't have direct link with the question. Fire is to scorch, blizzard is to what? 2 seconds, everyone, 2 seconds left. Blizzard is to freeze, right? So, like I said, very important, first pair, we need to consider. Second thing, eliminate the words or the pairs which do not link with the question. Third thing, try putting the first pair into a sentence. So, look at the example. Dog, it generally barks. What will the cat do? Sentence. Dog barks. What would the cat do? The answer in the chat box. 10 seconds. People are pretty intelligent, I'm pretty sure. So I need the answers in the chat box. Like that. Let's see the answers coming up. So, again, I'm going to repeat. Linkage, first 2 words. Second thing, eliminate the word or the pairs which do not link with the question. Third thing, take into consideration the first pair and try making it into a sentence, right? After this, we'll be going ahead with certain questions. But before that, let's go ahead for a tour of Chandigarh University. University for all of you. Now let's go ahead and work on the analogies. So I'll be asking you certain questions. I'll be putting it forward in front of you. All of you would be getting 30 seconds to look at that question and give particular option. If you feel A is the option, if you feel B is the option, in the chat box, right? Again, pair, sentence, eliminate any word or the pair which does not align with the question. So let's go ahead with the questions. We'll start with medium level questions. First one, after is to before. Look at A, B, C, D. Which, according to you, which option according to you is right and fits or rather completes this analogy? First, 30 seconds, everyone. Write down the answer in the chat box. Hurry up. Let's start getting the answers in the chat box. Is it according to you A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Let's compete. We need to compete in the examination. Let's go ahead. 15 seconds left, everyone. After is to before. Which pair completes this analogy? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? 5 seconds. All right. The answer to this is D. Why? We're talking about after is to before. I told you, look at the linkage. Look at the relation of first two words. After, before. We're talking about future and before that. So it would be D, which is successor is to predecessor. Right? That completes our analogy. Let's go on to the second one. Earthquake is to tsunami. Heavy rain is to? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Your 30 seconds start now. Please write down the answer in the chat box. Earthquake is to tsunami. Heavy rain is to what? Is it flood? Is it hurricane? Is it miserable? Is it river? Answers in the chat box. A, B, C, or D. "15 seconds. Let's see the answers. A, B, C, or D. 5 seconds, everyone. All right, the answer to this is flood. Earthquake leads to tsunami. What does heavy rain lead to? Flood. Relationship between the pairs. All right, let's move on to the next one. Third one. Spark is to wildfire. Snowflake is to what? 30 seconds start now. Please post the right answer in the chat box. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Spark is to wildfire. Snowflake is to what? A, B, C, D. In the chat box, please. I'm noting down the time, everyone. And the time's up. The answer is D, blizzard. When we talk about cinder, cinder is a kind of rock, basically igneous rock. So when we talk about spark leading to wildfire, snowflake can lead to a blizzard altogether. Relationship between the words, right? Let's move on to the fourth one. Pretty easy, I believe. Let's see. Pen is to diary. Marker is to. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? Is it board? Is it table? Is it notepad? Or none of the above? Write down your answers in the chat box, everyone. 20 seconds left. Ten seconds left. Answers in the chat box. A, B, C, or D. Eliminate the options which do not suit the answer. Or rather, the question goes here. So the answer is, if you're talking about pen, we write with pen in the diary. We write with marker on the board. Again, the linkage analogy is all about this. Let's move on to next one. Army is to logistics. 30 seconds start now. Which option completes the analogy? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? If army is to logistics, then is it A, B, C, D? 30 seconds have already started, everyone. Answers in the chat box. A, B, C, or D? Ten seconds. Let's compete. We need to compete in the examination as well. A, B, C, or D? All right. So the answer is A. Army works on logistics, and the business, it works on strategy. Like I said, look at the relation of the words given. Soldier does not work on students. War does not work on logic. And team works on people, with the people. So business is to strategy. Eliminate the choices which do not align with the question, right? Let's move on to sixth one. Huckster is to dash, gangster is to crime. So the linkage, huckster is to dash. What is dash here? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Your 30 seconds start now. Please write down the answer in the chat box. Is it A, B, C, or D? Huckster is to dash, gangster is to crime. Ten seconds left. All right. So huckster is basically a person who sells goods from place to place or door to door, right? So when we link it, it would be linked with advertising, right? So huckster is to advertising and gangster is to crime, right? So that is the answer to this very question of analogy. Let's move on to the seventh one. Partisan is to biased, dash is to limited. What is dash here? Your 30 seconds start now. Is it A, B, C, or D? Look at the linkages of the words, please. Eliminate the words which you don't feel fit in this very analogy. Time has already started. Let's go ahead, write down the answer in the chat box. Is it A, B, C, or D? Partisan is to biased. Dash is to limited. 5 seconds. The answer to this is D. Now, these two are similar. Partisan is a person who actually supports just one cause, biased towards something. Connect is limited, right? So, like I said, there can be similarities, can be comparisons. That is what analogy is. Let's go to eighth. Eighth. About is to bout, dash is to mend. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? 30 seconds start now. Write down the answer in the chat box. Answer in the chat box. Come on. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Question number 8. About is to bout, dash to mend. Let's see your answers. It is, the answer is A, amend. Now look at the linkage. First, it starts with about, is to bout. So they've taken the A out of that very word. Dash is to mend. So that means we need to bring in a word which has A here, which is amend. That's what the relationship of the words that we need to look in the analogies. Right? Let's move on to the next question. Fin is to fish. Which pair links to this very question? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? 30 seconds start now. Come on, let's see your answer in the chat box. If fin is to fish, is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? String is to guitar, nose is to bird, tail is to human, pickle is to sandwich. Which one do you think is right? Come on, let's see the answers in the chat box. Relation. So when we talk about this very question, fin is associated with fish, is a part of fish, and string is a part of guitar. So it is A. The answer is A. Again, like I said, linkage, meaning. Try to put that into a sentence. Let's move on to the 10th one. 10th question. Dash is to skid. Obstacle is to swerve. Swerve is when you move from your natural path, you're moving here and there. Swerve, right? Dash is to skid. Obstacle is to swerve. So is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Look at the linkage. What can come here? Which word can come here? Which option can come here? 30 seconds start now, everyone. Write down the answer in the chat box. Is it A, B, C, D? It is B. Ice is to skid, obstacle is to swerve. I hope all of you got this right. Let's move on to the next one. Sloth is to action, dash is to principles. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Sloth is to action, dash is to principles. Principles, rules. Let's see the answers. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? The answer is A, unscrupulousness, which means a person who does not believe in laws, rules, or does not like to follow them, right? Sloth is slow and is associated with action in this particular question. That means we need a person who does not follow rules with the principles according to the question and the relation, right? Let's move on to 12th one. Dash is to peace, lion is to courage. Dash is to peace, lion is to courage. The answer to this is dove is to peace and lion is to courage. I hope all of you got this. Moving on to 13th. Ragtime is to United States. Raga or rag is to what? Is it A, is it B, is it C, or is it D? Which option do you think fits here? Is it A, is it B, is it C, is it D? Come on, let's see the answers in the chat box. Five seconds left. So it is B, India. So here we are talking about what? We're talking about musical instruments. We're talking about music. So linkage of music. So rag or raga is associated with India. Let's go for 14th. Chant is to speak. A, B, C, D. Which pair is right according to this particular question? Chant is to speak. A, B, C, D. Please write down the answer in the chat box. The last question for all of you. Five seconds, everyone. The answer is A, march is to walk. So when we talk about chant, we talk about rhythmic speaking. When we talk about march, we are talking about rhythmic walking. So this is all about analogies today. I hope you learned something today. Now, Mr. Amit will take you through the logical reasoning and aptitude session. But before that, let's go ahead and take a tour of Chandigarh University.
Hi guys, welcome back. I hope PPT is visible to all of you. PPT is visible to everyone. All right. So guys, today we have to discuss the topic time and work from the quant section and Venn diagram from the logical section, right? Logical reasoning. Right? So first we are starting with time and work. And in that time and work, what we have to discuss, we have some subtopics in this chapter. And the number one subtopic is this, right? So today we have to discuss how to drive formula, right? In the time and work, generally in each and every question, we will use one formula, right? And from where we are getting that formula, I will show you that, right? After that, we will discuss how to find efficiency, because in each and every question, you have to find out the efficiency of a person, right? If you know the efficiency of a person, you can easily calculate the number of days, you can easily calculate the amount of work, right? Now, the third point that we have to discuss today from this chapter, that is alternate days concept, right? There are certain questions you will see in which some persons are working together, but they are doing that work in alternate days, right? For example, the particular person A is doing a work on the first day, the person B is doing work on the second day, right? The person C is doing on the third day. So that is called alternate days concept, right? And in the last MDH rule concept, where M represent number of person, means number of men, D represent number of days, H represent number of hours, right? So today in this chapter, time and work, we have to discuss these four scenarios, right? In between, if you will get any confusion, you can directly ask that, okay, I will repeat the confusion. Don't worry, I will repeat your problem. So number one slide we have is this. In the time and work, there are certain terminologies that we have to use. Number one, that is called efficiency technique. What does it mean, efficiency technique? The definition for this word efficiency technique means, listen very carefully, it means work done by a person in unit time. What does it mean? It's unit time. Unit time can mean, it can be possible that unit time means per hour, per day. Okay. Okay. It will depend on the question, per minute or per second. Okay. If we are talking about the number of days, so per unit time means what? 1 day work. When we are talking about the number of, we are doing work in that particular hours. So 1 hour work will be efficiency, right? So that's why it is mentioned here. Work done by a person in unit time is defined as the efficiency in time. So let's take one problem so that you can better understand the word efficiency. We have a question like this. A can complete a work in 10 days, right? A can complete a work in 10 days. And so we can say that in 10 days, 100% work can be done. Yes or no? So this is the scenario. So if we are interested in finding out the efficiency, so what we want to find out? We want to find out the work done by a person in single day. So in single day, the person can do how much work? That is 10% work, right? So that's why when we have number of days given in the question, and we are interested in finding out the work of 1 day or 1 hour, in that moment you have to find out the efficiency, right? So the next approach that we have to discuss today, this is the number one thing, efficiency technique. Number two, we have already discussed one example on the efficiency, right? That is unit time, right? Number three, we will use LCM approach today to solve each and every question based on time and work, right? So what does it mean, LCM method approach? It means simply is that, let's say we have to do certain work, right? And definitely we are working only one work. We have to do only one work. So we will not assume work is equal to 1. We will assume work as a particular integer, right? And why we will assume that integer? So that we can easily calculate the answer. We can easily divide the given number of days with the work, right? Let's see why I am saying you all have to use LCM method when you want to find out the question based on this chapter, time and work, right? Now certain rules are there that you have to follow in each and every question. Number one rule, we take the LCM of the time taken by the members to do the complete work. What does it mean? The number one statement means whatever the number of days given in the question, you have to take the LCM of those particular numbers, right? And whatever number you will get after taking the LCM, that will be your total, right? Number two thing that we will discuss today is that LCM will behave as a value of total work, that I have already discussed this, right? Number 3 point, total work is always equals to LCM, that is point number 3. And the last, total work is always equal to number of days into work done in 1 day, and work done in 1 day is called efficiency, right? So work done in 1 day is called efficiency. So this is just the formula type thing, but right now you have to just take a look on these 4 points. I will show you what does it mean, what is the meaning of the point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4, because when we will discuss one example, then you will better understand the scenario, right? So let's move toward the first question so that you can understand the meaning of these 4 points. And this is the first, the same formula that we have discussed previously. And the formula was what? Formula is days is always equal to work by efficiency. Or you can say that efficiency is equal to work by days. So these are the 2 points that you all should be aware of, right? Now the third thing we have is this: time, that is number of days, is always proportional to the inversely proportional to the efficiency. And here you can see that days is inversely proportional to the efficiency. So we will use this concept also whenever the question is based on this pattern, right? So let's move toward the next point of this topic, time and work. And the number 1 question based on this LCM approach, right? And the number 1 example we have is this. Here we have 2 persons. Number 1 person is Ram and number 2 is Sham, right? The question is what? 2 persons, Ram and Sham, can do a certain task in 24 days and in 40 days. And it is mentioned here, Ram is doing work in 24 days, Sham is doing work in 40 days. And what was the first point that I have discussed in the first slide? We just have to take the LCM of these 2 values, 24 and 40. Okay. And how you can take the LCM? I am telling you the approach, right? You just factorize these 2 values. 24 is what? That is 2 multiply 2 multiply, you can say 4, 6, 24. So 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 3. And 40 is what? That is 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 5, right? So when you will factorize the 24, you will get 2 to the power 3 multiply 3 to the power 1. And 40 is equal to 2 to the power 3 multiply 5 to the power 1, right? So if you want to find out the total work, you have to take the LCM of the number of days. Okay. And how we can find out the total work? We just factorize first, then we take the LCM. And what is the LCM? Just take all the prime numbers that we have. And right now we have how many prime number? 2, 3, and 5. And after that, we will choose the maximum power of the prime number. 2 maximum power, we have 3, 3 maximum power 1, 5 maximum power 1. So we have 8 multiply 15, and that is 120. So 120 we have total work, and you all can see here the number 1 step was what? You have to find out the LCM of the number of days. Number 2, you will assume this as your total work. And number 3, you will find out the efficiency. And how you can find out the efficiency? The same method that I have discussed in the first slide. You just divide the work with the days. That will be your efficiency, right? And right now you can see that 120 divided by 24, this 5 is the efficiency for Ram. And when you will divide 120 with the 40, this 3 is the efficiency for the Sham, right? So it's very important to all of you to know how to find efficiency, because if you know how to find efficiency, every question that is based on the time and work is very simple for all of you, to all of you. And how you can say that? In this question, what we have to find out? How many days they together can do this task, right? So how you can find out the number of days? We all know days is always equals to work by efficiency. And these 2 persons, Ram and Sham, have to do how much work? they have to complete 120 unit work, and efficiency of both of them, that is 8 unit. So when you will divide 120 with the 8, you will get 818, 8540. So this 15 is what? The 15 is the number of days that is taken by the Ram and Sham together. Okay. So this is our final answer for this question, 15 days. Okay. So you all can see that the only single thing we are using in this question, number one, that is work by days equal to efficiency. And overall, we should aware about this, how to find efficiency, right? So let's take one more question so that you can better understand the scenario. The next question we have is this. Just try to find out the answer of this question, guys. Find out the answer for this question. Find out the answer for this question. Give me the answer in the comment section for this question. Answer of this question, guys. Answer of this question. Answer of this question. Okay, let me solve this for all of you. The question is, A and B can do this task in 20 days and in 30 days. If they will start together to do this task, then in how many days they together can do this task? This question is very similar to the previous question. The first step, you have to find out the LCM, and LCM is 60 here. And this is total work we have. After that, we will find out the efficiency. 60 by 20, we have 3. 60 by 30, we have 2. Now, if you want to find out the number of days, how we can find out the number of days? Just divide work with the efficiency. And the total work we have is 60, and efficiency we have is 5. So when you will divide 60 with the 5, you will get number of days is 12. So option number B is the correct answer. So B is the right answer for this question. All right. I hope it's clear to everyone who is listening me right now. Okay. So after this, we are moving toward the next question so that you can better understand the more scenario. The example number 2, we have this. Okay. So example number 2 is that there are 3 persons right now we have. In the previous 2 questions, we have only 2 persons. Right now we have 3 persons, but the method that we will follow in this question will be same, right? What is the question? Question is there are 3 persons A, B, C. They are doing task in 15 days, 24 days, 40 days. And you have to find out in how many days they together can do this task. So the first step we have, just find out the LCM. And what is the LCM of these 3 values? 15, 24, 40. This is 120. And the next point, you have to find out the efficiency. And for the efficiency, you will divide the total work with the number of days. And total work, we have 120 divided by 15, that is 8. 120 by 24, that is 5. 120 divided by 40, that is 3. So these are the efficiency of A, B, and C. And we have to find out the number of days. For the number of days, we have seen in the previous 2 questions, we have just divided total work with efficiency. Work, we have 120, efficiency, we have 8, 5, 30, and 3, 16. And 120 by 16 is what? It means it is, I think, 2, 8, 16, 2, 6, 12, 0. That is 8, 7, 56. And 4 carry 8, 5, 40. So 7.5 days is answer for this question. Okay. So example number 2 is very similar to the example number 1, but right now we have 3 persons, right? But in the example number 1, we have only 2 persons, right? So let's move toward the one more example based on this concept. So the question number next is this, we have this one. Okay. Very similar to the example number 2. So everyone try to find out the answer of this question. Everyone try to find out the answer of this question. Everyone. Right now we have ABC. They are doing task in 10, 20, 30 days. If they will start together, they do this task in how many days? You have to find out this. Give me the answer for this question. Give me the answer. Similar approach you will use, guys. Similar approach. The similar approach means what? For A, B, C, we have 10, 20, 30. You take the LCM, that is 60. This is your work, right? If you will want to find out the efficiency, what you will do for the efficiency part? You just divide total work with the days, right? So 60 by 10, 6, 60 by 20, 3, 60 by 32. So if you want to find out the number of days, you will divide the total work with the total efficiency. 639, 9 to 11. So number of days we have is 60 by 11. So option number B is the right answer, guys. So option number B is the, okay. So you can see that in this question also we are using the same approach that we have used in the previous example. Okay. So let's move ahead and take the next question so that we can better understand the scenario of this chapter. One more question. Okay, a very different question. Okay, the question is what? Listen very carefully, guys. Question is, B and C can do a task in 8 days. A and B can do a task in 12 days. A and C can do a task in 6 days. The same approach you will follow, right? What you have to find out? Find all these three together can do this task in how many days? Just find out the LCM, and that will be a total work. And the LCM of these three number will be what? You have to just pick up the largest number and just read the table of this number. Okay. Whatever number will come first, and they are coming also in the table of 8 and 6, that will be your LCM. We all know 12 and 12, but 12 will not come in the table of 8 and 6. 12 to 24. So we all know 24 will come in the table of 8 and 6 also. So your efficiency will become what? For the B and C, your efficiency is 3 because 24 by 8 is 3. 24 by 12, that is 2. 24 by 6, that is 4, right? So we can say that this 3 is the efficiency for the B and C, not for a single person. This 2 is efficiency for the A and B. This 4 is the efficiency for the A and C. Right now we can see that previously in every question we have seen that there a single person was there. But right now we have, they are doing work in a pair, right? So if you will add these three values, you will get 3 to 5 for 9. This 9 is equal to 1 day work of these three things, right? So 2 times B, 2 times A, 2 times C. So double of A plus B plus C. So the efficiency for the A, B and C is 9 by 2 unit. What does it mean? These 3 persons together, when they are doing work, right? They are doing 9 by 2 unit work per day. So if you want to find out the number of days, how we can find out the number of days? You just divide total work with the 1 day work, and that is 9 by 2, 339, 3824, and that is 16 by 3 is your number of days, and that is your answer, right? So I hope this question is clear to everyone. If there any doubt, you can ask in the comment section, guys. Okay. But before moving ahead, let's take a look of the campus, right? So after that, we will discuss new question based on this topic. But before that, take a tour of the campus. I hope PPT is visible to everyone. I hope PPT is visible to everyone. All right. So I have seen that one student was asking, sir, please repeat the question. So we have taken one more question. Okay. Based on this concept, don't worry. And this is the question. We have just discussed this question. After this, we have this question. Just try to find out the answer for this question, guys. Very similar to the previous one. Very similar to the previous one. Try to find out the answer for this question. Right now we have B and C. They are doing task in 10 days. A and B can do in 20 days. A and C can do the same task in 30 days. Then find all these three together can do this task in how many days? Very similar question. So what? Give me the answer. So we can say that the same approach, the B and C can do this task in 10 days. A and B can do this in 20 days. A and C can do it in 30 days. Just find out the LCM. 10, 20, 30. LCM will be what? 30, right? Or 60. That will be 60. Why not 30? Because 30 will not come in the table of 20. That's why we have to take the next multiple of 30, that is 60. So if you want to find out the efficiency, divide work with the number of days. 60 by 10, we have 6. 60 by 20, we have 3. And 60 by 30, we have 2. So this is the efficiency for the B and C. This is the efficiency for the A and B. This is the efficiency for the A and C, right? So how we can find out the efficiency, right? We just add up these values, 6, 3, 9, and 2, 11. So this 11 unit is equals to what? It is double of A, double of B, double of C, right? So that's why we are saying that this is not the efficiency of A, B, C together. This is the efficiency of double of A plus B plus C together, right? So efficiency for these 3 person A, B, C together is what? That is 11 by 2 unit, right? And how we can find out the number of days? For finding out the number of days, you will just divide the total work with the 1 day work, and that is 11 by 2, and that is 120 by 11. And where is the option? B is the right answer for this question. So we have seen that the previous question and this question is very similar, just the data was different, right? So I hope it's clear to all of you now, right? So before moving ahead, just tell me, this is clear to all of you? This is clear to all of you? Okay. All right. Now let's move toward the next question. The next question we have this one. So this is the next question. Okay, the next example actually, so that you can better understand the scenario, how to use the efficiency concept, right? Let's take this example so that it's become more clear to all of you. Here you all can see that A and B, right? A and B can do a task in 4 days. A alone can do a task in 6 days. If you want to find out the work, total work that they are doing. So total work will be the LCM of 4 and 6, that is 12. For the efficiency, you will divide 12 with the 4, that is 3, right? And for the A, that is 12 by 6, that is 2. So this 3 is for A and B together. This 2 is for the A only, right? So if together is 3, A individually is 2. So, but obviously we can say that if A is 2, then remaining 1 is for the B, right? And you have to find out B alone will take how many days? For the days, you will divide work with the efficiency of B, and 1 we have is the efficiency of B. So 12 days is the answer for this question, guys. Answer is what? B alone can do this task in 12 days. That is the answer, right? So let's take one more example that is based on the same concept, so that you can understand the scenario more clearly, right? So the question we have right now is this, right? Solve it, guys, and give me the answer for this question. Give me the answer. The same question. Same question. as the previous one. Give me the answer for this one. As you all know, today we have to discuss also the Venn diagram concept from the reasoning section. Okay, very fast guys, do this question. So very similar question guys, there is no difference, right? So here it is mentioned that A and B can do this task in 5 days. A can do this task in 15 days. Take the LCM 15. Again, divide work with the days 3 and 1. These are the efficiency. So efficiency for the A is 1. So remaining 2 is for the B. So how many days B will take? 15 divided by work divided by efficiency of B, that is 2, 7.5 days. And we have this option number B. So option number B is the correct answer, 7.5. Any confusion in this? Any confusion to anyone? I hope it's not. So that, tell me guys. Okay. So let's move toward the next question. The next question we have from this topic is this. A and B can do a task in 12 days. A, B, C together can do this task in 8 days. Then find C alone will take how many days to do this task? C alone will take how many days to do this task? Give me the answer for this question, guys. Give me the answer. Very similar approach you have to use in this question. Very similar. No different one, guys. Like A and B can do a task in 12 days. A, B, C can do a task in 8 days. Take the LCM. LCM will be 24. Efficiency will be 2 and 3, right? So for these 3, efficiency is 3. For these 2, efficiency is 2. Means efficiency for the C is only 1. So we have to find out the number of days for the C. Total work we have 24. Efficiency for the C is 1. So 24 days is the right answer. I hope there is no confusion in this question. Very similar approach. Okay. So let's move toward the next question from this topic. The next topic, next question we have. Very similar, right? So try to find out one more question that is based on the alternate days concept. Very important concept, right? How we can find out the answer for these type of questions, guys? Listen very carefully. Very important. A and B. A can do a task in 6 days. B can do a task in 9 days. Take the LCM. 18 will be the LCM. So efficiency will be 3 and 2. Right? They work on alternate days starting with A. A is doing on the first day work, right? B is doing on the second day. Third day again A will do. Fourth day again B will come, right? So in how many days in this way work will be completed? You have to find out this. Listen very carefully, very good question. On the first day, A will work, and how much work A will do in a 1 day, 3 unit? B will do next day, right? So B will do 2 unit work in 1 day. So total 5 unit work in 2 days. And how much work we have to do? We have to do 18 unit work, right? So you have to just find out the number, which is the when you will multiply 5 with that particular number, you will get the number that is near about 18. And you all know the near about 18, the number is 15. It means you have to multiply 3 on both the side. So 15 unit work means what? That is 6 days, right? So we all know in 6 days, 15 unit work will be completed. And in 6 days, 15 unit work will be completed. So the remaining work we have how much? We have 3 unit work remaining. We have 3 unit work remaining. And we all know after 6th day, 7th day will come. And on the 7th day, who will come? On the next day, who will come? On the 7th day, A will come, right? On the 7th day, A will come and A will do 3 unit work, right? So 15 plus 3, 18 unit. And that is 7th day, right? In the 7th day, On the 7th day, this work will be completed, and this is the answer for this question, right? So the next question we have is based on the same concept. So you have 40 seconds for the question and give me the answer for this one. And the question we have is this. This one. Take your time in this question and give me the answer for this one, guys. Take your time. The same question. There is no different thing in this question. And this will be your last question from the topic time and work. After that, we will start our logical reasoning topic, Venn diagram. Okay. So fast, give me the answer for this question. Answer for this question. I hope this time I have given proper time for this question. Okay, 11. 120 is saying answer is 11. Okay, there are many with the B only. Okay. Okay, let me check the answer for this question. The question is X and Y can do a piece of work in 9 and 12 days. So we have this data is X and Y. X will do this task in 9 days. Y will do this task in 12 days. The same method you will follow. Take the LCM. LCM will be what? You will just read the table of the 12, right? 12 and 12 will not come in the table of 9. 12 to 24 again in the table of 9 it will not come, right? So in this way you can do this, right? So we all know 36 will come in the table of 9 also in the 12 also, right? So the efficiency will be what? 9 4 36. 36 by 12, that is 3. So this is the 1 day work of X, 1 day work of Y. Now you have to find out if they work for a day alternatively and X is beginning the work, in how many days will the work will be completed. So XY, in this way work is going on, right? On the first day, X will complete 4 unit work. On the second day, Y will complete 3 unit work, right? So we can say that in 2 days, 7 unit work will be completed. And I have clearly mentioned, you just find out the multiply 7 with that number which is closest to 36. So multiply 5 here. You will get 35 unit work will be completed in how many days? In 10 days. So 10 days means 35 unit work already completed. So on the 11th day, whose turn will come? X turn will come, right? So we all know X can do 4 unit work in 1 day. So 4 unit work in 1 day. So, but we have to do only how much work? We have to do only 1 unit work. So 4 unit in 1 day. So 1 unit in how many days? 1 by 4, that is 0.25 only. So 0.25 only, right? So when you will add these two values, your answer will not be, your answer will be A. So the correct answer for this question is A, not B, guys, right? So I hope from this question, every concept of this alternate day is clear to all of you, right? So I think I have discussed many questions that are based on time and work. Right now, the time has come. We have to move toward the logical reasoning section, and the topic is Venn diagrams, right? So the PPT we have is this one, and let me know, guys. I hope this PPT is visible to everyone. PPT is visible to everyone, I think so. The logical reasoning PPT. All right. Now, what we have to discuss, guys, actually this Venn diagram concept is very easy, right? If you remember in the last class, we have discussed syllogism, right? And every question of the syllogism we have discussed is based on the Venn diagram actually. Venn diagram means what? We have some set of information, and we will make some circle, and in that particular circle all the information is inserted, right? For example, let's take one example so that you can better understand the scenario, right? Here we have, right, today we have introduction part, example, and some practice question. Okay, not more than that, right? So let's take first the definition so that you can better understand, right? So the definition, we have this. What we have to do in this Venn diagram, the main aim of this section is to test your ability about the relation between some items of a group by diagrams only. For example, let's take one example. For example, there is a tiger and there is an apple. So you all know tiger is a different set of group. It's a animal, right? Tiger is from the animal group, and apple is from the fruits group, right? So we will make two different circle for both of these, for these two things, right? But if you will say there is a tiger and lion, so you all know tiger and lion is in tiger and lion definitely will come in a one set, right? And that set is called animal, right? So that's why you have to just check they are in the same group or they are in the different group. This is the only thing that you have to find out here in each and every question of this topic Venn diagram. So let's start with the first question. The first question we have is, listen very carefully, guys. The first example we have is this one. So what is the main concept behind this example number one? Listen very carefully. If all the words are of different group, basically this is based on the different group concept. All right, what does it mean? Then they will show by a diagram as given below. For example, we all know we have dog, we have cow, we have horse, right? Dog, cow, horse. So basically what you have to do, if they are different group of things, so you have to make the different circle. If they are lying in the same group, you have to make the same circle. For example, let's take one more example so that you can better understand the scenario. Let's take this example. We have units, tens and hundred, right? So we all know units, tens and hundred. We all know one thing. Let's say unit means one, right? One unit, if you will add up one unit 10 times, this will become 10. And if you will add 10 times, this will become 100. So that's why here we have circle like this, 1, 2, and 3. The outside circle representing 100, inner circle, the second, this one, this peripheral is representing 10, and the innermost peripheral is representing 1, right? So you should be very clear about this. When you have to make the three circle, they are separate with each other, when they are overlapping with each other, when they are lying inside of each other, right? So this is the thing that you should be very clear, right? The concept will be easy, but you have to read very carefully the question, right? We have unit, tens, and 100. Let's take one more example so that you can better understand the scenario. One more example, we have this one. Pen, pencil, and stationery. So we all know at the stationery shops, right? Pen is also there, pencil is also there, right? But pen, pencil are different group, right? So that's why you all can see that in this diagram, the stationery is represented with the bigger peripheral, right? And the pen is the smallest one, and the pencil is the smallest one. Again, pen and pencil group circle cannot overlap with each other because pen and pencil both are different group, right? So these two things will not overlap with each other, and you have to look at very carefully. This is possibility that these two inner two circle will overlap with each other. But right now, it's not possible that these pen and pencil circle will overlap with each other because they are from the different groups, right? But both groups are lying in the stationary group, right? That's why both circles are inserted in the stationary group, right? So let's move toward the one more example so that you can better understand the scenario. We have this one. Women, sisters, and mothers. So we all know from this example, you can understand very carefully, right? Okay, the point is what? Some sisters may be mother, we all know, right? Some sisters may be mother, and vice versa, right? Similarly, some mothers may not be sisters and vice versa. But all the sisters and all the mothers belong to the woman group. What does it mean? If this bigger circle is representing women only, right? This bigger circle is representing women only, and the remaining one is woman and sister. Definitely, woman and sister circle will lie inside of these two. But you have to look very carefully. This sister and this mother will be different from each other, or they will overlap with each other. So you can see that some sister may be mother and some mother may be sisters. That's why these two circles will overlap with each other, right? Overlap with each other, okay? All right. So you should be very carefully here. This sister and mother circle will overlap with each other, or they will separate from each other, right? You have to take care of this, right? One second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So I hope I think it's clear to all of you right now why these two circles are separate to each other and why these two circles overlap with each other, right? So from this example, we can understand what is the difference between this question and the previous question, right? In the previous question, inner two circles will not overlap with each other, but in this question, the two inner circles are overlap with each other. Okay, so this is the basic difference between this question and the previous one. So let's take one more example, the fifth example. In this example, you can see that the two circles are not lying inside of the bigger circle, right? These two circles are lying outside of the bigger circle, right? So what does it mean? Listen very carefully. It's very important to understand here. So we all know we have three things, three entities. We have students, boys and girls. So two items are related to a third item to some extent, but not completely. And the first two items are totally different. For example, if this circle is student, right? So some student can be boys, some student can be girls, right? But it doesn't mean all the boys are student. Some student are thinking like this. So if this is the student, this is the boys, and this is the girls. So this is also possible. But this is not the possible case. Why? This is not possible that all the boys are student, right? It is a possible that all the boys are not student. That's why some boys are not student. It is completely represented, right? In the same way, all the girls are not student. That's why this is represented. Okay. So this is also the possible diagram, right? What does it mean? Till now, we have discussed 5 examples from this topic, Venn diagram. It means simply that till now, we have 5 possibility for a certain condition. There are 5 possible Venn diagrams you can make, but still we have 4 other Venn diagrams that you can make for a particular situation. So let's move ahead toward the next example so that you can better understand the example scenario. Right now we have boys, students and athletes. Very, very beautiful example, right? So the thing we have is this. If you'll notice here, listen very carefully. Here example is like this one, this one and this one. Always remember here these three, this one have something common. But right now we do not have any common thing. You can see that. So what does it mean? Some boys can be students, some boys can be athlete, some student can be athlete, but it doesn't mean that boys, student and athlete all are the same in a group, right? For example, like this. Okay. So boys can be student, boys can be athlete, or some student can be athlete, but it's not possible that boys can be student also, athlete also in the same way, right? So this is not the possible case. This is the possible case. So always remember, this case is very different one from this one, right? So these two are different case. Very important thing you should be aware of, right? So let's move toward the next thing. Example number 7. Lions, carnivorous and cows, right? Carnivorous means who eat flesh, right? So you can say that lion eat flesh, right? So what does it mean? Definitely lion will come inside of the carnivorous, but cow definitely will lie outside of the lion and carnivorous. So it is possible that the third circle will different from the other two circles. So this is also the possible case. Okay. So this is the best example where you can see that there's a circle which is completely different from the other two circles, right? So that's why the statement is what two items related to each other completely, but third item is entirely different from the first two. So this is the case. Okay. So let's take the eighth example. Eighth example we have this one. Dog, animals, and flesh eaters. Flesh eater means what? They're a carnivorous animal we are talking about, right? So we all know one thing, that why this diagram is here. We all know on, and let's say this circle is representing animal, this one, right? So definitely all dogs are animals. So this circle is clear, this circle is clear. But why this circle is like this? Why? Because we all know the carnivorous animal is, all the carnivorous animal is like this, that here, listen very carefully. This smaller circle is for the dog, this larger circle is for the animal, and this circle is carnivore. So what does it mean? First item is completely related to the second, means first item is completely related to the second, and third item is partially related to first and second item, right? So all carnivorous animals are not dogs. That's why this is slightly, there is an intersection between, right? Okay, so that's why this is the example. Okay. So let's move toward the next ninth example. Ninth one we have is dogs, flesh eaters, cows. So this is the similar as the sixth example. Cow is completely the third one circle, different circle, right? So first item is partially related to the second one, right? But third is entirely different, right? So this is the scenario. So you can see that here, cow is entirely different, but the dogs and flesh eaters are overlapping with each other. So actually these are the nine examples that they are somehow related with each other. But let's take some questions so that you can understand the scenario. One by one, give me the answer of every question. The question number one, we have this, right? So we have travelers, train and bus, and we have four options. Everybody give me the answer for this question. Traveler, train and bus. Which one is the right option? A, B, C or D? Give me the answer. A, B, C or D? A, B, C or D? So we all can understand one thing. Train, bus, both are transport. Right? Traveler can travel from both train and also bus also, right? So you can see one thing here. In the first example, in the first one, this option is rejected, right? Why rejected? Because if let's say this is travel, let's say this is travel, right? So traveler should overlap with the train and bus also, right? So this example is rejected, right? And again, these three circle separately, three circle not possible because traveler should overlap with the train also, bus also, right? So the possibility is that C is the right diagram or D is the right diagram. This is the case. C is the right one or D is the right one. This is the case. Okay, let's say, listen very carefully. In this diagram, this is travel, right? This is travel, and here this is travel. So we all know train and bus will not overlap. This is train. This is let's say this is train, and this is bus. This is train. This is bus. So in this diagram, you all can see that this diagram is saying in all the trains travelers are going, right? But this is not right, right? It means there's a possibility that in a particular train travelers are not going, right? So that's why this is the perfect diagram for the given condition. This is not the perfect diagram, right? So the option number C is the correct one. Option number D is the not the right case. So option number C is the correct answer. Okay, all right. So let's move toward the question number two. Question number two, we have this one. Woman, mother, and engineer. Give me the answer for this one. Women, mothers, and engineer. So we all can see one thing. There should be a relation between woman and mother, right? Woman and mother. It means we can directly remove this third option. So C cannot be the answer. Right? C cannot be the answer. And again, if let's say this is the woman, this is the mother, right? There should be intersection between them. This is not a possible case. So out of this one and this one, you have to say. So in these two diagrams, guys, listen very carefully. This diagram is more acceptable, right? If this is the woman, this diagram is representing her. So you will say that if the circle is like this, so engineer can be mother also, can be woman also. In this way, you have to approach. Are you getting this? Okay. So you have to choose the best one. It doesn't mean that you have to choose the in a particular option. Let's say you have some issue, you are not sure the option number A is the right one or option number D is the right one. Okay, but you have to just look at the carefully in the options, and when you think that this option is in the more favor of the situation, that option will be a right answer. Okay, that's why this is analytical reasoning. Right? Let's take one more example: factory, product, and machine. Give me the answer for this one: factory, product, and machine. Factory, product, and machine. So in this question also, you all can see that in a particular factory, we all know, in a factory, both things are common, right? Product also, machinery also. So machinery and product both are different. They cannot overlap with each other. So first diagram is rejected, right? And both the things lie in the factory. So definitely this is rejected, right? D1 is the right case. So D is the right. Machinery both found in the factory, right? So that's why the product circle and the machinery circle will. Right? So let's move toward the next one. The next one we have author, lawyer, and singer. Author, lawyer, and singer. Give me the answer of author, lawyer, and singer. We all know author is a different profession, lawyer is a different profession, singer is a different profession, right? So this question is based on the profession, right? So we all can see that in this question, we have B is the right option because author, lawyer, and singer, they all have different circles. So this is the most preferable case. This is not the most preferable, not the most preferable, not the most preferable. The next one we have, next question is this one. Judge, thieves, and criminals. We have 4 options: A, B, C, and D. Which one is the right one? Judge, thieves, and criminal. We all know there is a link. There is a link between thieves and criminals, right? There is no link of judge with the thieves and criminals. So definitely judge is a different circle, and thieves and criminal circle will intersect with each other. So what here you can see that in the 2 diagram this is happening. This is rejected. This is rejected, right? Here and here, right? So all the thieves are criminals. So definitely this is not the possible case. This is the thieves, this is the criminal, right? So this is for the judge, right? So B is the right one. So you can say that B is the perfect answer. So C is also rejected for this one. So I hope the things are clear to you. If any confusion, guys, you can again watch the video on the YouTube channel, right? So tomorrow we will come with the new topics. Interest, simple interest, and compound interest we will discuss tomorrow, right? From the quant section, and from the reasoning section we will discuss ranking, right? And in the verbal part we will discuss antonym and synonym test tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much, and before leaving the session, take a look of the campus, and after that you can enjoy your time. Okay, so this is the campus video. Thank you so much. Okay. So tomorrow we will meet with the new topics, simple interest, compound interest in the quant section, and ranking in the reasoning section, and antonym synonym from the verbal section. Okay. Till then, goodbye.